Weekly Sauce, episode 69, new sponsor alert. Before we get into it, who was episode 68? 68 was Eric Bazinian, Tupac Shakurian.
Yes.
It was a great, honestly, Eric is he's a classic dude, man. And before that, we had Andre Petrosky. We're just on fire with all the fighters. So all the fighters are coming on Weekly Sauce. They all want to talk dick jokes. They all want to come on. We almost had Brady Hyastand from The Ultimate Fighter, the winner of The Ultimate loser, The Ultimate Fighter?
No. He was the runner-up.
Yeah. The runner-up, yeah, he lost. He was a finalist in The Ultimate Fighter. We're going back and forth with him to see if he wants to come on. So hopefully we get him on soon. That guy's a great guy, young guy, super big prospect. But new sponsor alert, like I mentioned, as usual. This episode brought to you by Mavesta Media. Mavesta Media is your all-in-one, all-purpose digital marketing agency. They can do anything from SEO to Google Ads to website design to content creation to anything. And if you talk about Weekly Sauce, if you mention Weekly Sauce to them, they'll give you a free consultation and free social media write-up and social media audit. They'll be able to go through all your accounts, tell you what's right, tell you what's wrong, and all that. Mention Weekly Sauce. It's Mavesta Media everywhere, all over social media and mavestamedia.com. So, Alex, this is a good episode. This is a fun episode for us as diehard Habs fans as we are. We're going to break down the Habs, do a little preview before the season starts. Season starts next week. I had my first fantasy draft last night. Took a couple Habbies, whatever.
Me too.
Yeah, you got to do it. Who would you take?
I picked up Nick Suzuki. I had Caulfield as my keeper from last year. I picked him up at the very last game because I was out of the playoffs, so I added Caulfield's and I put him as a keeper. So,
who did I get from the Habs? I got Suzuki as well. Oh no, I had a couple guys lined up and they snaked me right before. So I was drafting like 8th out of 12th, right? So like I had 8th, and then after my second pick I had to wait. But I took Suzuki, and then I was waiting to get somebody else. I forgot. It might have been Petrie, or vice versa, and I lost one of them. And but yeah, I'll get more Habs throughout the season. I usually do. Whenever, like, if I'm playing the waiver wire and I see there's players available, I always pick the Habs because I know I'm gonna watch the game. I want to root for the guy. You know, like I'm just like that. You know, I couldn't care less about winning.
I picked up Dvorak because I'm predicting a good season by.
You drafted Dvorak?
Yeah, it was in the sixth. It's a 23 players league.
Oh, okay, so full roster. Okay.
So it's very deep. So there's like 4 lines. There's 4 centers, 4 left wingers, 4 right wingers.
Okay, so it's deep. Yeah, you need a Dvorak at that point. Yeah. Dvorak might have a lot of value at that point.
Exactly. I picked him up in round 18, round 19. Yeah.
So the Habs, man, a couple games short of a Stanley Cup win last year. Obviously, expectations were low heading into the finals against Tampa Bay. So now what are we expecting this year? I mean, the Habs, to me, I don't think they've improved that much. I don't think that they're a bad team either. I still think they're a very good team, very young, good team. Lost some depth at center, which is something that was crazy to me. Like they all these years, and we spoke about this with Marco, we spoke about this with Mitch Gallo on Not Sauce for Work. All these years, the Habs wanted centers, and all of a sudden, bam, they say, fuck it, we're just going to get rid of everybody. It's crazy to me.
Well, listen, we lost Kotkaniemi. I do believe Kotkaniemi was part of the plans. I think it just didn't work out, and the fact that we benched him against the Tampa Bay Lightning that was the tipping point. I think from that point, Kotkaniemi is like, okay, this organization does not respect me enough. I played the entire playoffs. I played great. I had 5 goals during the playoffs. This team does not respect me enough to put me against the Tampa Bay Lightning, doesn't trust me enough. So I think that's from where the rift really started. And then I believe the qualifying offer that Bergevin made like a little $2 million offer. And I believe Kotkaniemi wanted was upper 3s, so like maybe like 3.6, 3.7. That's what he wanted.
Per year?
And just per year. And then Bergevin, I believe he didn't want to. And then
I didn't know that. If that was the case, then that's stupid on Bergie's fault.
Well, those are all rumors. We don't actually know the real story. But I believe the only firm rumor was the one where Bergevin only offered a qualifying offer to him, which was $2 million point something. and
Well, it's not
I
even.
guess
It's
he.
not. It's technically not a qualifying offer because the only offer that he got, the only offer sheet he got was from Carolina for 6.1, and the Habs didn't qualify that. So the only offer, it wasn't
And
a
a
qualifying
tendered
offer.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, what I meant was that the tendered him. You know,
Okay.
like like whenever you become a free restrict free agent,
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
team
Okay.
has to give you a minimum contract, whatever.
Okay. Okay.
That's the only deal Kakimi got.
That's crazy.
So Bergevin was hardballing him all summer.
I mean, listen, you're a general manager. They're tight on the cap. They wanted to get more of a Premier League guy. They went after Jack Eichel. They went after heavy guys. So it's a tough job to be a general manager. And this isn't. I'm not defending Mark Bergevin, even though I'm a MV guy. Love the biceps, love the hair, love the suits, love the tats. But realistically, I think that losing KK was a loss. It was a big loss for him, and I think it's not going to look good on him in the future if KK succeeds in Carolina, which I think he will. I mean, he's playing with a lot of his type of guys, European style guys that can score, and he's not going to be the hope of being the number one center. He'll be a second, third line center over there, and he'll play with Teravainen, and he'll play well.
Look, all these Habs fans on Twitter like starting to having meltdowns, like literally toddlers. That's what they are. Okay, they started crying because Kotkaniemi left. Okay, that's not. Let's not act like we didn't lose Subban a couple years ago. Okay, we lost Subban. We got Weber. We were fine.
Yeah.
Okay, all the Subban lovers just disappeared magically.
Well, Habs won that
And
trade. Clearly won that trade.
exactly. And listen, I wish all the well to Kotkaniemi. I hope he succeeds in Carolina, but I'm not going to be less of a Habs fan because he left.
Oh, of course not. I
It's
mean, that's the thing about Habs fans. Like you said, they're all toddlers, man. It's like we get so attached to players over here, so attached, like so fucking attached, like to the point where when Latendresse left here and went to Minnesota, that like some of the people were talking as if Latendresse was Wayne Gretzky, and we just lost on this talent, this great talent that we're never gonna see again. Like people were actually talking like that, and nothing against Latendresse. I liked him as a player. I think that they rushed him way too early. I think that if they had developed him a couple years earlier, he might have still been a Hab. He might have been able to be a captain or whatever. He's from the city, like he fit the bill. But we rushed him too much because there's too much pressure in the media. And then when you rush him and he doesn't succeed, then the media fucks you over, and that's what they do basically. At the end of the day, you have to manage your roster, and whatever decisions you make is on you, and that's it, man. People can complain all they want.
I look and I love Mark Bergevin, and that's not but I do think he made a mistake here where I do think he should have given Kotkaniemi what he wanted, which is 3 point whatever was the rumor, and I think Dvorak was in the plans right from the beginning. I think they wanted to secure Kotkaniemi's contract first and then trade for Dvorak. I think that trade was already established by the Coyotes. They were like, okay,
Yeah, we all knew about that
offer's on the
trade
table.
before it happened. Everybody knew about that trade before it happened. Yeah.
Exactly. So I think he was really waiting on what's going to happen Kotkaniemi. And then if you sign Kotkaniemi, then you sign Dvorak, then you have a super nice center line. You have Suzuki, Kotkaniemi, Dvorak. And you have Evans on your fourth, which is amazing. But
Yeah.
yeah, you want to talk about the lines? Because the lines are...
Listen, the lines are all over the fucking place right now. So give me, who's your top line right now? I'll give you mine and you give me yours. Go. You go first.
Well, what do you mean? My top line is
Sure.
obviously Toffoli, Suzuki, Caulfield.
Me too. Next. Who's the second line?
The second line is Drouin, Dvorak, Anderson.
Okay. Can't say it's not. Third line.
Now the third line is where it gets muddy.
It's
Okay,
messy.
because you have Messi, whatever the
Same
fuck.
shit.
So Gallagher. Okay, we have Gallagher, which is amazing on the third line. Then we have Evans and we have Armia for now. So obviously that's going to be Hoffman's place when he comes back from injury. And then fourth line, we have, as of right now, I'm not saying that's actually going to be the official line, but as of right now, it's Lehkonen, Perro, and Belzil. which I don't
So when
know
Armia
what to
comes
think
back,
of.
does he bump or does he stay?
Armia
When
goes,
Hoffman comes back.
yeah. So when Huffman comes back, it should be Hoffman, Evans, Gallagher, and then Lehkonen, Perreault, Armia.
So Paling doesn't even
Which
make the roster.
that's not official yet, but Paling is playing actually tomorrow against the Leafs.
Yeah.
We'll see what he does. We'll see if he improves. But he played 2 games this past weekend. He played 1 game was against Toronto. He played awful.
Okay.
But the next game against Ottawa, he showed a little bit more heart. He showed a bit. He was going for toward the net. He was creating space, creating lanes, nice passes, and all that. So we'll see what he does against Toronto. But look, I'm going to come back to this third line right now. We have Suzuki, we have Dvorak, 1, 2. And then we have Perreault. Now, the third line, for me, the way I view it, man, honestly, it's like a glory hole.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Because we don't know what the fuck we're getting. Okay, we have we have Evans.
Was
Okay?
that the joke?
Yeah.
Okay.
we have Evans.
That's a good one.
We don't know what the fuck we're gonna do. We don't know what we're getting with Evans as a third center, and then with Paling, we don't know what we're gonna get with him if he's third center. Perreault hasn't played center in a while. He used to be a center, but he hasn't played center in a while. And then have
Well, it's so hard
injured.
for him to play. It was hard for him to play center in Winnipeg because they have depth at center.
Yeah.
So he was more utilized as a winger, but like doesn't mean he can't play. I mean, I like Perreault. I think he brings
I
something
believe
that
he was
lack.
pushed. I think they might have pushed him away from center.
Yeah, I mean
That's
when Dubois got there, I mean they had to. That was for sure. But before that was Scheifele. You
They have
had
Andrew Cup, Adam Lowry.
you had depth, and he's a guy who's more versatile than those guys were, so he could have stuck in that wing position anyway. I like Perreault. I think Perreault is a good signing. I like Savard too. Those are good signings. Perreault needs to be in the lineup. You can't sign a free agency like that, regardless of how much money you sign him for, and not put him in the lineup right away. If it doesn't work out, he ends up getting scratched. That's fine, but he needs to be in the lineup, which means Ryan Paling's he's on the outside looking in. And your glory hole reference is perfect because you have no idea what the fuck you're getting down there. No idea.
Absolutely nothing. So
your dick's out. It's like, who's there? Is it a guy? Is it a girl? We don't even know what's going on. Is it fucking Caulfield's going to be on my right side, Gallagher? You don't even know. That's the thing. It's a very good analogy. I like it.
and seriously, we don't know what we're getting. And look, if Evans works out, perfect. I love it because we just signed him just yesterday. 1.7 million for the next 3 years.
That's a good deal.
Fucking amazing. It could be it could be a steal of a deal. And we all know that Danault didn't actually really step up his game until he was 26, 25 years old.
And Jake Evans,
that's where Evans
is the Danault comparison. Like Danault is a comparison for Jake Evans.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah.
We'll see how he does this season. First of all, but from what he's shown late last season, yeah, he was really great defensively.
Yeah,
and we'll see if he keeps improving.
Yeah, I mean, I like Jake Evans. I think he's a fantastic player. I think he's not. Oh, listen, he's not. Let's be realistic. He doesn't belong anywhere north of the glory hole of the third line. Like it doesn't. Penalty kills, third line, fourth line, that's where he lives, and that's fine. I think he's very content with that. And when you're paying a guy 3 years, $1.7 million, he's going to accept that role too as well. And I think that's a steal. And I think that in 2 years, that might even be some trade bait. You know what I mean? I mean, if we can develop it and if he starts playing well, then pay the kid to stay here. But realistically, that's a very good contract, and good on MB for getting that done. But you're right about that third line. That third line is empty. It's like we don't know what's going to happen, and we need the season to start in order for us to see that. I don't know. I think that the top two lines are going to play 90% of the minutes, and the bottom two lines are just going to be fillers as usual. And we're not going to be rolling 4 lines like they did in the playoffs. That's for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Lehkonen, Like, and I'm not sure what we're getting with him with this year either, because I'm not sure whether he's going to get pushed out of the lineup or not. Um, Same thing with Perot. I don't know what we're getting with him. He's pretty much up there in age. He's 33 years old. Uh, like we don't know what the fuck we're getting.
Yeah.
Uh, that's pretty much. And have you seen the news yesterday? Arbor Jack guy.
Who?
You remember the?
Oh, Arbor. Okay, it's not Jack Guy, isn't it? Isn't it Jake Guy?
Yeah. No. His name is Jack Guy.
Oh, I thought it was.
TSN.
I was like, who the fuck is Jack Guy?
Okay. Do you remember remember before the preseason camp, we were just scrolling through the names. We were like, okay, who the?
Yeah, you were like,
who pronounce
the
this name?
Fuck is this guy? I nailed it though. Jack. It's not Jack Guy. It can't be Jack Guy.
Yeah, that's how they call it, Jack Guy, on TSN. That's how they. That's what
I actually like the name Arbor Jack Guy. It sounds like a porn name. It sounds like somebody that would be using a glory hole if he wanted to. That's the type of guy that Arbor Jack Guy is.
So I'm not sure if you actually watched him play, but surprisingly, he went undrafted in the OHL, bro.
He's 6'4", 225 pounds.
6'3", yeah, 6'3". 6'4", 6'3", whatever.
I saw him listed at 6'4". Yeah. So, but just to say, the guy's a monster.
Yeah.
Monster. And, some guys, they develop later. Ryan Ellis wasn't drafted. Look at him. One of the best defensemen in the league. You develop at a certain point, especially a guy that age, that size, at that age, he's 20 years old. A guy that size, he needs to, learn how to, control his body a little bit more, especially when he's playing against guys that are just as big as him and faster. So it's going to take him a little while. It's not like he's a speedy defenseman at 6 feet, 5'10", 5'11", at 180 pounds, 90 pounds that's speeding through his neutral zone. He's a big guy that needs to, learn how to play as a pro. And this year in the OHL is going to be huge for him. But I'm very high on Arbor Jack Guy, just as much as you are.
I watched him yesterday, and he was playing like a pro.
Yeah,
I was honestly surprised, happily surprised actually. I'm like, this guy is literally moving the puck so well, better than fucking Edmondson and wherever the fuck we have right now. He was moving the puck well. He was stopping opponents from rushes. He was suppressing the opponent's zone entries. He was stopping zone entries as well. Everything. He was doing perfectly well. And as a 20-year-old, if we keep him in our system, maybe when he hits 22, he might have a role on our bottom pair.
Oh, I think he does. I think he does, definitely. I think we're seeing that. My issue with the D, I have more of an issue with the D than I do with the forwards. And the issue I have is that we have no identity as a defensive core. Our top line is Petrie and Edmondson. And
we basically lost. So since this is episode 69 and we have to make it sexy, we lost our Viagra with fucking Weber.
Oh, huge.
Okay, so our
big loss. Yeah, it's a huge loss, man. It's a fucking huge loss. The guy was, like I said, we had no identity. He was the identity of our D.
Peter's gonna have to step up. Savard, we brought Savard. Okay, listen, no shade thrown at Savard. I think he's a really good guy, but he's really going to have to step up because that loss we have from Weber, his presence, he's going to have to make up for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's same thing with Petrie.
But our lines are Petrie, Edmondson. Then you have
Romanov, Savard.
But they're saying Sherratt Savard.
I'm never going to do that.
I don't think so either. I mean, I hope not. I mean, I don't mind Sherratt, but Romanov can't be playing on the third pairing. He needs to be on the top two pairing. That's just the reality. He needs to be on the top pairing, but he just might not be ready for that yet. So second pairing, and then you have Kulak and
Sherratt.
And Sherratt at the bottom.
And Weidman.
You have Chris Weidman too coming in, not the fighter, hockey player. But also, which. Like I said, we have no identity as a D. But then if you look at our minors, okay, you look at not our minors, our prospects. You have Gooley, you have Jack Eye now, you got Norlander. When are these guys going to make the team? Now, I'm not saying that they should right now.
Jordan Harris as well. We have them and Jaden Struble. If this year will be, I think he's going to have a huge year in the NCAA. Jaden Struble.
Yeah.
he's so physically gifted. When he was drafted, the people were like, he's like a Greek god. Like he's built like a Greek god. That's how great of a build he has. And if he translates this to the NHL, we're gonna have a dynamic fucking defenseman who can play on a power play, play big minutes for us, and that's gonna be incredible.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, listen, the kid knows how to play, and he's a fucking monster. And I'm very optimistic with our D's in the pipeline. Not very optimistic with our D's on the ice in the starting lineup. But this season doesn't look good for me. I don't think the Habs are going to make the playoffs. I mean, that's just the reality. I think full season, 82 clips. I don't know if, Price is going to have to split almost 50-50 in order for him to stay healthy into the playoffs. They're going to be battling for that 8-7 spot for sure. They're going to be in the mix there, but how are they going to get there? So let's get to our over-unders, okay? Because I have this thing for you. I'm going to give you a name, a number, and the stat line, and you're going to tell me if they're going to be over that number or under that number. Ready?
Okay.
All right. Caulfield, your boy, Cutie Patootie, my girlfriend likes to call him. 20.5 goals. So basically anything over 20.
Yes.
You're saying yes.
Over.
Petrie, 39.5 points.
Over.
I'd say over as well. He had 30 last year in a shortened season. I'm looking at reason why I had the line so low is only because, I'm looking at he's going to be playing a lot of minutes. So I'm looking at injury. He might miss a lot of games. He might miss some games, some like back-to-backs on a road trip, some stuff like that. They might treat him like they treated Weber last year.
If he's healthy, guaranteed over 39.
If he's healthy, he's close to 60. Like, I think that's not for real. I mean,
close to 50. Close to 50.
Yeah, but like it's anything between 50, 55. Like that range is realistic because he's got guys up there that can move the puck, that he can stretch the play to. He's got guys up there now that can win face-offs, and he's got speed up top. That contrasts well with his game. Suzuki, 61.5 points. I went heavy on this one.
Under.
I think he's going to be the leading scorer of the team. I do.
Me too.
But with you, I think he's going to stay under there. The Habs don't have a guy that's going to get you 70 points this year. They don't.
Suzuki's going to get, I'm going to tell you, I think he's going to get into the 50s.
50s, yeah.
That's where he's going to get. But 61.5, more than that, it's going to be a stretch.
For the Habs to have success, they're going to need all 6 of their top guys. So you're going to have Drouin, Toffoli, Caulfield, Suzuki, Dvorak, and Anderson. And you're going to need them all to get over 50 or 45 to 50 points.
There's like Gallagher, too, can switch in, too.
Yeah, Gallagher is not going to get you 30 ever again. I mean, I love Gallagher. The city loves Gallagher. I hope he retires here. I hope they retire his number / Koivu. You know what I mean? But realistically, he's not getting 30 ever again. That's, I don't think you'll find any guy out there any guy that does this job, any doofus with an armchair and a microphone is ever going to tell you that Gallagher's going to score more than 30 ever again. Price, 34.5 wins. 34.5 wins. That's 35 wins for the kid. That means it's pretty much playoff time.
No, under.
You're saying under, right?
Because I think Allen's going to get more games. And we're gonna try to rest Price for the playoffs again.
So how many games does Allen play? 35?
Yeah, between 30-35. Okay. Even actually,
let's say it's
20.
Let's say it's 30. Let's say it's 30 games. That means that leaves. Let's say it's 32 games. That leaves 50 games for Price.
And I think he's gonna get anywhere between 20-25 wins.
Okay, that's a good one. Hoffman. Over 23.5 goals.
Yeesh. I think he's gonna get 21. So under.
21 under. How many Habs guys? How many 20 goal scorers do we have this year?
Oh fuck! Potential.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll include Suzuki in there. Suzuki, Dvorak scored 17 in a shortened season
with the Coyotes.
Exactly, with the Coyotes on top of it. So Dvorak, Suzuki, Caulfield, Toffoli, Drano. I don't think he's going to score 20. Anderson, potentially. Gallagher and Huffman. So that's 7.
7 20 goal scorers. Has that ever happened in
Put
the history of the NHL?
on the same team? No, I don't think so.
I don't think it's possible. How many goals do teams get usually in a season?
Wow, I don't know.
Like 260, 270, right?
Yeah.
Maybe. It's a possibility. Potentially, like you said, potential. All those guys have the potential to get 20 goals each.
Yeah, it's 7 potential. I don't think all 7 of them are going to get 20.
Nah. Who's gonna be the guy that's gonna surprise the league and be like, okay, the Habs gonna have a good one here?
For me, it's only 2 names, man. I think it's either Suzuki or Caulfield.
Well, Caulfield we already know. Suzuki we already know. I'm talking about guys that like maybe a guy like Jake Evans might have like a breakout year and be like, oh wow, the Canadiens had a steal there.
That too. He could surprise us.
Yeah. I think the biggest surprise we're going to get this year is Romanov. I think that Romanov is going to have a dominant year. I think by the end of this year, we're looking at Romanov as a top pairing, and it's too bad he didn't win the Calder last year. I would have won some money, but he didn't play Calder. He didn't play Calder-esque. You have a bet on Calder.
I have a bet on Caulfield. Calder.
Yeah, I think Caulfield's gonna win. Is gonna have a real opportunity to win the Calder this year. Who else is there to win it this year?
Zegras is there.
He's gonna be fucking playing so many minutes too.
We'll see what Jamie Drysdale does.
Yeah.
Quentin Byfield, if he makes the roster, the LA roster. I don't think he's gonna play top minutes.
But why wouldn't he make the roster though?
If he makes it, it's going to be like a bottom 6 player because top 6 we're going to have Danault and Kopitar.
I think that Byfield bums Danault very quickly.
Could be.
Nothing against Danault. I think that highly of Byfield, and I have him in my keeper league, so I'm hoping. Yeah. But overall, I just think that LA team is in the next few years is going to kill it. LA and Colorado. Colorado's going to be the best team in the league for the next 10 years.
LA has a huge prospect line. So
they have Turcotte too. They're fucking good, man. They're fucking good.
They're stacked.
Yeah, they know how to draft.
Even Ottawa, man. I hate to say it, but Ottawa has a great prospect line.
I was actually talking to my buddy Eric, and I was saying if I'm new to the league, never chose a team. If I'm choosing a team for the first time, there's no reason why I don't become an Ottawa Senators fan.
I would be a Colorado fan.
Well, I mean, Colorado is because they're one.
I just love McCarr. So
he's so sick. They're all sick. McKinnon, Rantanen, Landeskog, Byram, McCarr, like they're all fucking good. Don't get me wrong, but if you're like a guy, you're like I want to be a part of like a up and coming team that's dominant, nice jerseys, all that shit. The Ottawa Senators, man. Brady Tkachuk, Josh Norris, just those two. Okay, then you
Batterson.
Then you add Chabot. Then you add
Brandstrom.
The Stutzla. Like, come on. The team is fucking good, and they're going to be good for a long time. And it's crazy to me. I look at that roster, and I think that they're going to win the Stanley Cup before the Habs do. If they win it. If either of them are going to win the next 10 years, it's going to be Ottawa.
You know what? I'd rather see Ottawa win a Stanley Cup than the Leafs, so I'm good.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the Leafs, I don't think they're going to be touching a Stanley Cup anytime soon. Nothing that tells us that they're going to be winning a Stanley Cup anytime soon, that's for sure. All right, man. That was the Habs preview. Give me a record, a prediction of the record this year. 82 games.
Okay, I'll go with a bold one. Caulfield 25 goals.
Okay, no, I'm saying the team record.
Well, I mean, where the end?
Yeah, how are they going? How many wins? How many losses? How many overtime losses?
Okay, so 82. Fuck, I have to do some math now.
82, which means they need to get 41 wins to be above 500. I think they'll be above 500. I think they'll be around that range. So it'll probably be maybe a 45, 38, and 7 kind of thing, if that math makes sense.
And that's what I hate. That's exactly what I hate. We're not we're not contending and we're not rebuilding. We're just wiggling around. That's what we're doing.
Plateaued. The team
just to appease the Montreal crowds. Because if we were last place, Montreal would have been under fire, bro. Okay, that's what would have happened. And
there would have been a huge fire sale. Bergevin saved his job by the team performing in the playoffs. He should be thanking Perry. How the fuck did he not sign Perry? Like, how did he not convince Perry to stay one more year? Did Perry just want to play with Weber? Maybe, I don't know.
Actually, I read somewhere it says Perry wanted a 2-year deal. Bergevin was offering a 1-year deal.
Give him a 2-year deal.
I would have given the same deal.
I would have given him a 7-year deal.
7?
I mean, I'm kidding. I'm exaggerating, but like, give the guy what he wants. The guy performed so well for you in the playoffs. You know that same performance is going to come back. You know what I mean? He signed to you on a taxi squad when he could have gotten any other offer to be on a starting roster. Like, he gave you something. Him and Shea Weber had that closed door meeting with all the players, and they're probably one of the main reasons why they ended up making to the fucking Stanley Cup Finals. Perry had a sick playoff. You know what I mean? Like, it's a complete disrespect to the worm that how the Habs didn't sign him again, and that pisses me off.
Listen, throughout the whole season, I was saying, fucking sign that guy to an extension 100%. Right fucking now.
And he's playing with Toronto for $1 million. He's playing with Toronto for $1 million. For $1 million. I mean, I don't know what they're anticipating. Are they waiting?
Wait, what do you mean Toronto? You mean Tampa Bay?
Oh, Tampa Bay. Sorry. He signed with Tampa Bay. He signed with Tampa Bay for $1 million. Not because he was supposed to go to Toronto at one point. Where's Joe Thornton now? Florida?
Nobody signed him.
No, I think he's in Florida. I think he went to Florida.
Retirement, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Retirement town. But anyway, I'm not optimistic of the playoffs. I think that we have a lot of prospects, and I'm excited to see what's going to happen. I want to see Suzuki's development, Caulfield's development. I think those are the two guys that this organization is going to be running with for the next 10 years. So let's see what happens with those guys, and good luck. But Price doesn't have too many years left. Caden Primo might not be the answer. If we're going to do it, you got to do it now. But I think that he's got to make a splash at some point and get a big guy, because Jack Eichel was there waiting, generational talent right there. Could have got him.
Yeah, Bergevin makes the okay deals, like the really simple ones. But when it comes to like making like the huge statement deal, like I'm not sure if he considers trading Subban for Weber was a statement deal. I think
that was a big deal.
It was to a certain degree, but I'm like talking about like a deal where you're really like going for like you're giving three, four guys for one guy.
Yeah, you're selling the house basically.
You're doing like a huge deal for the team. I want to see Bergevin doing that more.
Yeah,
we'll see if he does.
I think so too. Overall, MB, he's done well, but yeah, I think the Habs are looking for a big splash. Didn't happen this offseason. We did appease one side of the media though, with signing of Savard, Paquette, and Perreault. So they're happy that we're never going to have a game ever again without a French Canadian player on the roster. They're happy.
And drafted 4 Quebecois from the.
And drafted 4 guys from the queue. So
from the queue, yeah.
So maybe the French media can shut the fuck up now at this point. When it comes to that, but overall, I'm looking forward to the season. I don't have season tickets. I gave them up. We decided no season tickets this year, so I lost my seats. They're going out. Somebody else is going to get those 6 seats. It was going to be too tough to manage with COVID and the vaccine. They were putting all these restrictions on it again.
You needed and if you want your tickets back, you have to get back in the lineup.
Yeah, but I don't think there's that much of a wait list anymore, as much as there was before. So I think in a couple of years I might do it by myself. I might jump on by myself. But I'm waiting for those Expo season tickets. If those Expo season tickets come, I'm definitely buying those ones.
It's probably going to be 5 years or maybe more, man.
And I'm there. We're going to get some Hot Sauce Sports. We're going to have the logo on the seat, and it's going to be right down first baseline. And that's where we're going to live.
And Vladdy Jr. is coming to the Expos.
As long as he doesn't pick the shit-ass Blue Jays. That was episode 69. We broke down the Habs. We broke down the rookies, the rosters, everything. Follow us everywhere. Hot Sauce Sports across social media. But before we go, new sponsor alert, Mavesta Media, the all-in-one, all-purpose digital marketing agency. Almost fucked that up, Alex. Digital marketing agency. They can do anything from SEO to Google Ads to content creation to website design, all of it. If you mention Weekly Sauce, they'll give you a free consultation and a free social media audit. They'll check to your accounts, all of it. Mavesta Media, one of the best out there. Reach out to them, mavestamedia.com and Mavesta Media all over social media. I'm Terry Tam. That was Alex the Intern. Peace.
Peace.